Next up we have Aaron Sinclair, who is our activities director. He's also our head football coach, and he's going to talk to you about how we use iPads in athletics.
Tell you a quick story while they're setting up. I was dropping my kids off at daycare this morning, and my 4-year-old asked me what I was going to do today. So I told her I'm going to have to talk to some people, and she thought that was pretty cool. And she said, "What are you going to talk about?" And I said, "Oh, just some stuff I do at work." And she said, "Dad, I need to come." I said, "Why?" She said, "I just want to hear you. I want to hear you talk." And I said, "You know what? This is a big person meeting." And she says, "Well, that's fine, but are you going to be funny?" I said, "You know, hon, I'm not real funny." She said, "Dad, I got it taken care of. I have a joke." And so she wanted to come, and I told her she couldn't, but I said it's recorded. And then she thought it was cool because she thinks I'm going to be on TV. And she made me promise to tell her a joke, so here's the joke. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. And so I'm going to get Dad of the Year going for me when I get home because I told that. When the real project started, my charge as the activities director was to figure out a way to make it applicable to different activities. And nameless sports. And there happened to be a program that I was using as a football coach that I began looking at in terms of broadening for all of our coaches. And it's a program called Hudl. The way Hudl works, it's kind of an interesting program. What it does is most every sport tries to film their practices or games. And what Hudl does is allows you to take that film, put it into a computer where you can analyze it. You can break apart clips. You can label clips to put in information to try to be able to sort the clips different ways, and it'll run reports for you. But the neat feature of it, it then allows you to share all the information. It allows you to send it to your coaches. It allows multiple coaches at different sites to be able to input information at the same time. But then it allows you to also share all the information with players, with kids. So the days of, some of you may remember when you're an athlete, of sitting in a room with your whole team, watching maybe a VCR, maybe a film strip, trying to back and forth and look at all this information. This totally changed things because it allows you to send information directly to kids, and you can send playlists. I can pick out 10 plays that I want to show my quarterback and make notes on it and send it directly to him. It's a pretty amazing program. There's a brief little video that I'm going to show you that kind of explains the process and how it works.
Welcome to Hudl. Soon you will see how simple and powerful Hudl can be for you and your team. So sit back and watch this short intro video to get a better understanding of how Hudl will help you dominate the game. This is Hudl 101. So you're testing out Hudl. You may be asking yourself, what is Hudl? Just like on your team, it takes coaches and players to win. In Hudl, it takes our video editor and our website, Hudl.com, to make up Hudl. 2 parts to help you dominate the game. Let's get started. After a game, you have video. This video may be on a camera or a DVD. The first step in Hudl is to take your video into the Hudl video editor. From here, you can take your video directly from your camera or your DVDs or any files you have on an external or internal hard drive. With the video on Video Editor, you can only watch it on one computer. But what fun is that? With Hudl, we can now upload it to Hudl.com. By clicking Publish, you will send your video project to Hudl.com to share with your team. After you click Publish, the video will upload from your computer to the website under your secure online Hudl account. This process is entirely hands-free. Look for publishing to take about the length of a video. Now, your coaches and players can watch your game film from anywhere they have an internet connection. But the best part is that every coach can break down a game from any computer at the same time. This will save your team a lot of time. So now, coaches can break down game film from work or home. Your players also have access to Hudl. You want to show your running back all of his rushes on 3rd and short? You can. Or how about your point guard's 3-point names? You could do that too. Hudl also allows you to give feedback to your players immediately. Draw, type, or record your voice right over the video for instant feedback. Now that players have access to their game video, they can quickly tag highlights to share with friends and family. Just follow the stars to instantly create highlights. What are you waiting for? Get started by downloading the Hudl video editor to your computer. Although every coach can download it to his or her computer, you only need one to get started. Congratulations, Coach. You are now in the Hudl. And this has been Hudl 101.
It just gives you a brief snippet on kind of how the program works. This is a screenshot to kind of show you the logistics of how it works. The part I'd like you to focus on is at the bottom of the screen. What it does is, this is a football game, and it breaks the football game up into clips, for example, each play. You then can go into different columns, you can customize the columns, you can enter as much information or as little as you would like. And then with that information, for example, if I wanted to enter down and distance, I could sort it by every first down play, and it will group all of those plays for me, and I can look at all the first down plays. If I wanted to look at a particular formation we ran, you can sort it that way as well, which is pretty amazing. One of the other features that I guess I like even more is the fact that you can create coaching points on the film, and it'll stop it at that point in the film. So for example, at the very bottom of the screen you can see the 3 little bubbles. So those are all different coaching points that can be made. You can circle things, draw arrows, lines, put text boxes in. You can actually even do voiceovers in it as well. So you can analyze it and break it apart a lot of different ways. One of the other neat features of it, you can exchange film with other schools who are using Hudl. So in football, we always exchange 2 films every week, and in the past we always drove somewhere and met halfway and exchanged the film. We don't need to do that anymore. This process, we upload our film, offer to share it with another school, they accept it, they send us ours. It is incredibly effective and efficient. The other piece that I've really enjoyed using this year, we had a couple of student athletes on our football team that were getting noticed by a lot of colleges, and so we had a lot of requests from coaches for film. This program allows you to create recruiting profiles for kids. So for example, we had a student coaches are interested in, we put together a little profile. The kid can actually go through and highlight certain plays and kind of make a highlight himself. I'm able then to forward that on to college coaches. It makes getting exposure for your student athletes incredibly easy and very efficient. The piece of Hudl that really got me excited when Project Real came online was at almost the same time, Hudl announced that they were going to release an app for the iPad and also the iPhone. The thought for me as a football coach to realize that every single one of my student athletes in my program is going to have access to all this film was incredible. This is the point when I kind of open it up to the rest of our activities, the rest of our sports, and ask the coaches, do you want access to this? Would you like to try this? This year I believe we had 7 different programs trying this. Hudl was originally designed for football coaches, but now it's been expanded to really any activity, depending on how you want to customize it. It does have some limitations on the iPad. It doesn't yet, see the way they sell it makes it look like you can draw notes and stuff. Your notes don't translate yet. They're working on fixing that, as well as the voiceover doesn't translate yet. But what's really unique, and if you stop by my table this afternoon, you'll notice all 4 athletes there showing how they use it. I find kids, I'm sure not all the teachers are happy with me, but I've given the kids something else they could be looking at during class, or if they have downtime, or they're at home. But it's unique because they have this with them all the time, and it also allows me to work with individual kids. I've really tried to use it to work with individual kids who need some correcting in terms of something they're doing, or also to praise certain kids to be able to put together highlights. Especially if you have a tough season and are able to pull out some positive things that have happened and share that with your team, can really help change the atmosphere. One of the things I was really surprised with it was not that the students accessed it, but that the parents accessed it, which was really kind of a game changer in how I talk to our coaches of you need to be real careful what you type on there. But it's been a really interesting process. There is a cost to using Hudl. The app for the iPads is free. However, to use the program, there's a yearly charge for it. It depends on the number of activities using it. The price structure, I think I did put on here. They offer different packages, and I'm going to focus on just the silver one because that's all we've ever used. It allows you to use essentially everything I've showed you. It's $800 a year, which for our school, the programs have to fundraise for that. For each additional program who uses it, however, the next program's an additional $400, and then the next one's an additional $400. So for a total of $1,600, you can have at least 3, and actually if you want to go above and beyond that, it's no additional charge. So this year we paid $1,600 for all of our students and all of our sports to have access to this. The comments from the coaches overwhelmingly who are using it said this is a big game changer for what they do, for how they can educate the kids and create coaching points. But it is a sticking point with the cost. But for the most part, most coaches felt it's something they're willing to invest the money through their fundraising to do this. So I will have a table with some student athletes who are willing to show this to you guys later this afternoon if you're interested. Thank you very much.
So one of the real challenges for me as a tech guy was with activities was all of the assistant coaches who maybe don't work in school or they teach an elementary grade coming to me saying, hey, all my team has an iPad. What about the coach? I sent them all to Aaron. I wasn't going to deal with that one. That's his problem. But it has been interesting to see and watch how some of these coaches have really just taken to it. In fact, our swimming coach came to me in July. My daughter was in the swimming program, and he said, hey, is there any way that my swimmers can get their iPads 2 weeks early? Because if we could record them doing their strokes and doing them wrong, we could just correct them right now and get it way done before the season even really gets started. And I had to break the news to him that no, he couldn't have them 2 weeks early. And he was kind of disappointed. But he said, well, I'll just use mine and we'll be good.